And welcome to your Robert J. Dole VA Veterans Town Hall this morning. My name is Gene Kimball. I am the Deputy Public Affairs Officer, and I'm going to be the moderator for today's meeting. We're going to provide some updates today on VA programs and services, followed by fielding questions. But let's review some housekeeping slides first. Next slide, please. Please be aware that today's session is being recorded so others can view it at their convenience. And if you have any questions at any point during our briefing, we encourage you to submit it to the chat window at your earliest opportunity. We will try to answer those questions as appropriate. Also, at the end of the presentation, we will ask you if you have questions. You can unmute and ask questions at that time. When asking questions, please make sure that your comments that you refrain from sharing personal information during the session, whether it be your personal information or that of a comrade or a friend. We do want you to be aware that the link to this town hall has been shared publicly, meaning that anyone could be looking in and watching us. And we are recording today's meeting. So again, next slide. So Mr. Michael Payne joined us in July of 23 as our Medical Center Director. Since then, he's devoted himself to furthering the mission of providing world-class care to the veterans that we serve. He's here this morning to address a few hot topics with you. So, sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Kimball. And I apologize up front that we are going through quite a bit of a construction project here at our main campus and the director's office in particular. So you may hear some of the noise as a result of that. So thank you. Thank you all for being with us this morning. And I'm hoping that everyone had an enjoyable holiday season and that you've made it through the first taste of winter this year with no major issues. Obviously, we're still dealing with some of the effects of that. We still have some snow and some ice outside as we speak. So we experienced a great 2024 here at the Dole VA and are starting off 2025 with many activities that we believe you'll find beneficial as we move forward. And we've gotten a number of our team here this morning to provide you with information regarding some of those things that are happening. So I'd like to start off by letting you know that we've recognized a few issues recently that could be seen as negatives in terms of our operations here at the Dole. However, I would like to see those as challenges or opportunities that have been presented to us, which all organizations are typically faced with, and they move forward. What I want to do this morning is to let you know how we, both as the VA and more specifically the Dole VA, are taking on these challenges. And we're dealing with them and solving these issues for you, our veterans. This is an important function of becoming a high reliability organization. So over the past few months, we, along with most other healthcare systems and facilities around the nation, have been presented with a nationwide shortage of IV bags. This is due to Hurricane Helene destroying the Baxter International manufacturing plant that was in North Carolina back in September of 2024. That particular Baxter plant produced nearly 60% of all IV bags used in the United States, so supply was significantly affected. Conservation and shared distribution plans were put in place throughout the VA. Upon learning of this issue here at the Dole, our pharmacy leadership team and staff took proactive measures to determine our current supply of IV fluids and the projected needs for our facility. Working with the clinical chiefs, surgeons, nursing teams, and others, they brainstorm ideas to make our existing supplies last as long as possible for our veterans. Supply issues were discussed not only just for our facility, but across our VISN and our network office or our region, making sure that all of our facilities were operating as efficiently as possible to serve our veterans. I'm pleased to let you know this morning that we've not had to cancel or reschedule any procedure, admission, or any other type of healthcare procedure due to that IV fluid shortage here at the Dole VA. Although that situation hasn't completely been resolved nationally, the Baxter facility in North Carolina is coming back online and are beginning to provide the necessary supplies around the country. So my next example of success when it comes to making Dole VA a better place for our veterans to receive care and our staff to work came about due to the snow event, which we just went through. So oftentimes, and I can say to this as well, but how many of us get frustrated when something happens over and over again and the situation never seems to get fixed? I'm sure everyone experiences that at one point or another, and it's something that happens in many organizations across the nation. And as the Dole VA continues its high reliability journey, we look at those issues and put in place solutions so we're not having to deal with the same issue over and over again. Last year, we had a snow event which was very similar to the one we just experienced. So as the snow began to melt, an employee noticed a large buildup of snow and ice on the roof above the accessible ramp to Building 1. Having seen this issue at a previous employment location where that buildup then dumped onto a parking lot below, the employee mentioned it to a member of the safety committee. Our facilities management and engineering team immediately closed the ramp until the roof had been cleared of snow and ice. Fast forward to this past week. Without suggestions from anyone, our facility staff reported that the accessible ramp to Building 1 had been closed due to the potential issue of snow or ice falling and potentially harming a veteran or a staff member. This is a great example of what high reliability organizations do. They recognize an issue, they focus on solutions, they're preoccupied with failure, they're sensitive to operations, they're reluctant to simplify, they commit to resilience, and they defer to expertise, and then they implement solutions. Not just for that one instance, but by documenting and putting in place procedures that correct these issues for the long term. So we're not finding ourselves solving the same problem over and over again. We've also put into place a protocol to inform veterans as to how to access the facility when the situation happens in the future. And if we have a situation where that ramp is being closed, our staff will be contacting veterans who have appointments scheduled and letting them know how to use entrances at either Building 3 or Building 29, or to let the veteran know to contact voluntary services for our shuttle, which will pick them up from the parking lot and take them to any entrance to our healthcare system. That phone number is 316-249-6320. Again, that number is 316-249-6320. Just last week, we received a notice of a privacy issue that affected some veterans in the VA. Although it affected less than 50 veterans from the Dole VA, we felt it important to let you all know more about the issue and the way the VA is handling that situation. I've asked Mr. Herndon, our Public Affairs Officer, to speak to this issue this morning. Mr. Herndon?
Good morning, everyone. Many VA facilities within our region contract with Xerox to send reminder postcards for appointments. Xerox was using an application that experienced a programming error, resulting in patient names and appointment information being sent to other patients. This event occurred on November 18, 2024. VA staff at St. Cloud and Toma received several complaints and contacted Xerox about the issue. Xerox investigated and officially notified VA about the privacy breach on November 26. Only names and appointment information are involved. No other personal identifying information, also known as PII, and no personal health information, or PHI, was involved. This incident involved 49 veterans enrolled with the Dole VA healthcare system, and all impacted veterans have been notified. A phone number has been set up for those veterans to receive more information and guidance if they feel that is necessary. While this incident involved a very small fraction of veterans enrolled with Dole VA, we wanted to be transparent and inform everyone about it. If you have concerns or questions, you can contact the Dole VA Privacy Office at 316-688-2333. 6862. Thank you. I'll turn it back over to Mr. Payne.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Herndon. And these are just a few examples of the many different opportunities presented to us each day at your Dole VA. I'm proud of the efforts of our leaders and our staff when it comes to our journey towards becoming a higher reliability organization. And again, I repeat, it is a journey with no end or destination. It's a relentless pursuit that my team and I will challenge ourselves to each and every day. It's a process of continuous improvement and one that each of us takes to heart each day in order to serve you. As we continue that journey, I want to remind you that we encourage you to let us know when you have a kudos or a concern about the service or care that you receive here at the Dole VA. If you are in the facility or any of our CBOCs, please feel free to fill out one of the Speak to the Director forms, place it in the box, or feel free to mail it. You could also email me. If you are not at the facility, you can visit our website at www.va.gov/Wichita Healthcare and select the Contact Us tab, where you'll find a Speak to the Director form to submit electronically. Again, that website is www.va.gov/Wichita Healthcare. We want you to feel empowered to provide your input, which will make us even better serving our veterans throughout the entire Wichita catchment area. Again, thank you for joining us this morning, and I'll turn it back over to Mr. Kimball. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Payne. We're very glad that you're here with us at the Dole VA and take time to present that information for us. So next slide, please. A little trivia this morning. Did you know that Dole VA's pharmacy department filled nearly 700,000 prescriptions last year? That's more than 58,000 each month. That's a lot of prescriptions. So this morning, Dr. Scott Hood, chief of our pharmacy, is here today to discuss a new process being used to help make things a little bit more efficient for our veterans. Dr. Hood?
Good morning. Yes. So pharmacy is going to be going live with an audio care pre-fill system, and we actually already did last week. This is a text messaging service. So any of your maintenance medications or medications that are in My Healthy Vet, this program reads when those medications are about due for refill, and it'll send you a text message. It'll text or phone call depending on the way you have it set up in our system. So if you have a cell phone that's available, when it looks through for the number, it'll call the cell phone or text the cell phone. If it does not have a cell phone available, it's going to attempt to call your home phone. The message will give an option to refill or renew a prescription. All veterans who have a valid phone number on file will be enrolled. But you can opt out by replying stop or text when you receive the text message, and that information is embedded in the text. We're moving to this system. If you want to go to the next slide. We're moving to this system because it helps with more timely medication delivery. So about 2 weeks, like I said before, it would be due to refill your medication. It's going to notify you via text. This is very similar to what you would see at a CVS or Walgreens. It's a very similar program. Helps stay on track with medications, and it's a convenient service. Along with it, along with the refill request, if you are out of refills on that medication, it will ask, would you like to renew the medication? And it will send a renewal request to your provider that you would like to renew that medication as well. Next slide. So this next slide kind of shows you what these text messages would look like. So example would, the first one would be that you have refills on your medication. It just tells you like your medication starting with ASP needs to be refilled, reply yes. Or you can call the phone number or just go into My Healthy Vet and request a refill. It'll let you know if the refill has been successful. If it needs a renewal, then it's going to notify you your renewal request was sent to your provider for the medication that starts with ASP. Next slide. This is mostly going to be for long-term medications for conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, asthma, etc. A lot of medications that you usually get a year supply worth or a year worth of refills. It does exclude all controlled substances such as pain medications, Anything that is typically has, you can only have a 30-day supply of. So as I mentioned, we've been kind of educating and staff and veterans through December, and our go live was January, so it went live last week. We do get reports. We are seeing a lot of positive response from veterans for this. We've had a lot of refill requests done, very few opt-outs of the program. So we're kind of excited to see this moving forward and moving kind of into more technology here at the Robert J. Dole VA. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Hey, Dr. Hood.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't know if you saw in the chat,
Yes.
Roberta asked if you get the call and hit the wrong button, what is the next step?
If you hit the wrong button, the best thing would probably be to call in to the VA to speak with the pharmacy. It would roll over to the pharmacy call center, and then they could get you worked out in a situation. Also, if you opt out, if you got the message, I didn't know what this was, you opted out, and like, oh, now that I know, I'd like to opt back in. Once again, call the pharmacy, and they can get you re-enrolled.
Carla asked, will it have the option like outside pharmacies? If there are no refills left, would you like us to contact the provider?
As I stated, if you go back to the text slide, this program actually, if the refills are out and it's at 0 refills, it will send you this communication. If you look over kind of in the lower right-hand corner, it says, so basically it's letting you know you're out of refills. So a renewal requests were sent to your provider for the medication stating or starting those. So it does automatically renew, or if it's not doing it, it should let you know that you need to contact your provider in that case.
Great. Outstanding program. It's bringing us back up into the technology window that other pharmacies, as Carla mentioned, are providing, and it's making it very efficient and accessible for our veterans. So really appreciate that, Dr. Hood. Now that we've gotten comfortable in talking computers and technology and healthcare, let's keep it going. Andy Thornton is our My Healthy Vet expert here at the Dole, and he wants to update you on some changes taking place within that program. Andy?
Yes, I'm going to give a quick brief on the new sign-in changes that are going to be happening after January 31st. So as this poster says, after January 31st, you will only be able to sign in to your My Healthy Vet account with login.gov credentials or id.me credentials. And this is not only just affecting My Healthy Vet, it's va.gov, and all of the VA mobile apps are affected by this change. Next slide. Okay, so here's what we know. My Healthy Vet is not going away. We're just changing the way you sign in. We're moving to just 2 sign-in options, login.gov and id.me. We'll also require multi-factor authentication as an added layer of protection for your account. We're doing this to reduce the number of sign-in options veterans need to choose from and to protect all veterans' information and benefits. You do have time, but we encourage you to create login.gov or id.me soon so you're ready for the next change. Another thing is never give your information to anyone who says they can help you get a new sign-in account unless you're sure that they are a VA employee or an accredited representative of the VA. Also, make sure a link is taking you to the official va.gov website before selecting it from an email, text message, social media post, or an online ad. You can also go to www.va.gov/sign-in changes for trusted information. Next slide. Okay, we're going to show a short video here. Go ahead and run that.
All right, just warning up front, we've been having some challenges playing this from the PowerPoint. I'm gonna give it a shot, but if it's not working, I do have a backup, so bear with us.
Want to take charge of your health and wellness? My Healthy Vet, VA's online patient portal, gives you 24/7 access to the information you need to understand and manage your VA care. Want to take charge of your health and wellness? My Healthy Vet, VA's online patient portal, gives you 24/7 access to the information you need to understand and manage your VA care. With a free My Healthy Vet premium account, you get the full suite of tools on My Healthy Vet, and you can access other VA virtual tools and apps using your My Healthy Vet premium account credentials. With a My Healthy Vet premium account, you can view, download, and print health information, test results, and images from your VA medical records. Schedule, reschedule, or cancel VA appointments and view past and future appointments. And use secure messaging to ask your VA care team non-urgent health questions and send updates on your condition. If you are a My Healthy Vet user already, you can check whether you have a premium account by looking for a P icon next to your name after signing in. Creating a My Healthy Vet premium account online is free. First, you will need to create either a login.gov or ID.me account. Either will enable you to create a My Healthy Vet premium account. You can also use your login.gov or ID.me account credentials to sign in to other VA apps that help you manage your health and wellness. This includes Annie for Veterans, Share My Health Data, VA Health Chat, and VA Online Scheduling. Login.gov is a U.S. government service that provides a secure and streamlined identity verification process. With Login.gov, veterans can use the same account information to access different federal websites. You can create an account by visiting the URL on the screen. ID.me is another trusted VA partner that provides secure identity verification online. You can create an ID.me account by visiting the URL on the screen. To create a login.gov or ID.me account, you will be asked a series of questions to verify your identity. Once you have a verified login.gov or ID.me account, go to the My Healthy Vet website. Then sign in with your login.gov or ID.me account credentials to create a My Healthy Vet premium account. As you sign in, you may be prompted to verify your email address. After you sign in and verify your email, you will be redirected to the My Healthy Vet homepage. Look for the P icon next to your name. If it's there, you've successfully created a My Healthy Vet premium account. To learn more about My Healthy Vet Premium, visit myhealth.va.gov/premium. If you encounter issues with your My Healthy Vet account, contact the My Healthy Vet help desk through the information on screen.
Okay, and the last thing is this next slide. Okay, so we are having a modern credential sign-in event here at the facility, January 24th, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Medical Center in room 112, building 61, which is on the west side, on the back side of the building. If you do plan on coming to this event to get help with these credentials, make sure you bring your mobile phone or tablet, your social security number, your driver's license or state-issued ID or passport. The other documents you probably won't need, but the main thing is your driver's license. So again, this is our first sign-in event. We hope to see you all there if you need help with these credentials. And that's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Great information. Roberta Yelly from our Eligibility and Enrollment Department wants to let you know about about obtaining your Veterans Health Identification Card and some other issues. Roberta?
Hello, again, my name's Roberta. I'm from Eligibility and Enrollment, and I want to discuss a little bit with you about the Veterans Health Identification Card, or your VIC card. It's the card that you use when you check in for appointments. The VA did send postcards to veterans across the nation for anyone whose card may have expired or is currently possibly expiring soon. They're wanting you to get that card renewed. I do want to stress that we are having some issues because the cards all come from a singular place in Atlanta, Georgia. If you do your card online, they usually are put on hold. At this point in time, our VA is not able to resolve the hold and then get your card mailed to you. We have to alert Atlanta, Georgia. The best way to get your current VIC card updated would be to come into the facility or your CBOC, and you'll need a current driver's license or state ID or passport, or if you're retired military, we can take that card. These are mandatory for us to be able to renew your Veterans Health Identification Card. If you don't have those and you get a temporary one from the driver's license bureau, we can take that paper card, the paper, while you're waiting for your new card to arrive in the mail. And they're taking approximately 4 weeks to arrive to veterans when they are processed on site. And unfortunately, if they're done online, it's taking much longer. Next slide. I also want to bring up priority group 5. These are usually veterans who are in this group due to their gross household income. The VA has been reviewing veterans nationwide, especially those who are in this priority group. So you do need to complete yearly a 1010 EZR or a means test. We can mail one to you. You can come in and fill it out. You can also complete it over the phone with the Veterans Health Department in Atlanta, Georgia. It's your gross household income, and that way you are not subject to possible reimbursement for visits that you have at the VA. That's it.
Thanks, Roberta.
We'll
Appreciate
have-
the information on that.
Oop, oop.
Janelle Adams is the Assistant Nurse Manager of our Community Care Service. She's here today to discuss a service available to veterans who are at home and might need help there. So Janelle, the floor is yours.
Janelle, you're muted still.
There we go. Is that better?
That's perfect.
All right. Thank you. As Mr. Kimball said, I'm the Assistant Nurse Manager in Community Care, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes to share with you some alternative healthcare options. So many people wish to remain in their home for as long as possible as they age. And so through a provider referral, eligible veterans can elect to receive care in the home or community. So here's a few examples of what that may look like. One option might be skilled home care. So this is typically short-term in nature and used to transition a person back home after an inpatient stay, whether that be a skilled nursing stay, a hospital stay, a rehab stay, anything of that nature. Some services that are provided through skilled home care can include skilled nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, wound care, and IV antibiotics. And this care is delivered by VA contracted home health agencies. Next slide. Under our personal care services umbrella, we have a few different options. Option number 1 would be Community Adult Day Health. It is another provider referred option for eligible veterans. It's sometimes referred to as a day program or day center. A lot of people are familiar with that term more than Community Adult Day Health. This is where veterans go during the day for a period of time, but they return back to their home in the evening. and then they may go multiple times a week. Next is Homemaker Home Health Aid. This is a program where an aide is provided through a VA contracted agency. They can come into the home and assist with things like bathing, dressing, toileting. Finally, we have in-home respite. So in-home respite is designed to be used in longer segments than Homemaker Home Health Aid, and it provides caregivers a break, maybe to run errands, go to a doctor's appointment, that thing, and helps potentially prevent caregiver burnout. So all of the services that I've discussed are provider referred services for eligible veterans. And if you feel like one of these services would benefit you or someone you know, please consult with your respective provider. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks, Janelle. Great information for those that need those services and would like to know how to receive those services. So again, talk to your primary care provider and see if you need a referral to that. So thanks again. 2024 was a very busy year in terms of construction, and 2025 is gearing up to be just the same. Nick Howard, Chief of our Capital Projects here at the Dole, is here to show some of the different projects happening around Dole. Nick?
Thank you, Mr. Kimball. I appreciate everybody's time today. So here in the VA, we have a couple programs that we use to fund different types of projects for our construction team. The first one I'm going to touch base on is what we refer to as our minor construction program. It is how we add new square footage to the facility. The Med Surg bed project, or our 3 East, our inpatient patient privacy renovation, is going through some changes with our construction modification to get that space opened up. We are planning for opening up early this summer, but as far as a date, we will get that to you as soon as possible. Our Building 26 renovation is well underway, and we are planning to complete that construction by the summer of next year. We are working to award our renovation of Building 60's CLC Living Center and an endoscopy suite addition to our surgery building, Building 34 in the middle of campus, to be awarded in March of this year, possibly. Building 3 is a renovation that we've got completed in design. It will add to our pharmacy and address some necessary ADA issues with our parking lot. It is pending construction funding, so we do not have a fiscal year assigned to that project's construction yet. And then our inpatient mental health program is under efforts to redesign how we are going to address that space and where that program is going to go on campus. And so we'll be in touch with that. Next slide, please.
Hi, everybody. We wanted to do an on-site update for one of our construction projects for this town hall. So I'm here with Nick Howard, our Chief of Projects. He's going to walk us through the Building 26 infill project.
Thank you, Jeff. What we have here was what used to be the canteen, which is now just demoed space. But after the project is complete, we'll have our new dental area. Along this east wall will be our dental treatment rooms, exam rooms, and then along this west wall will be all the administrative space, the lab space, associated care spaces, soil utility, that sort of stuff. And then further down in this area, you'll notice we have a doorway that exits into the courtyard, and that courtyard is currently unoccupied space. There's no building out there. We're building 2 levels, a ground floor and a first floor. So, as you can see, they started some of the foundational work, and more will be completed with pours starting on Thursday this week. The next level in this infill area will be specialty care services, and will come in a later phase after this first phase is built.
Tell us how they got that heavy equipment in here, because obviously we don't have a driveway to drive it in.
Yeah, so we had a crane parked out here in this northeast lot. where we lifted the equipment up over the building and down into the courtyard. So everything in this space has had to be craned in or pump jacked in is how they bring in the concrete. So like I said earlier, this area here would be your dental space as part of the first phase of the project. Once this is all complete, we'll move up to subsequent floors and start the specialty care services, the clinical spaces. And this area will be our utility corridor, where all the equipment will be installed that will provide the house air, utility services, all that sort of stuff in this area. It'll be a closed corridor at the end of the project. That will come in later. On the west side of our infill space outside, where the tech rooms are now, will be a later phase where we'll connect the what would be the new canteen to the west side of building 26. And those PEC rooms there, those conference rooms there, will serve as the dining space for the canteen and the retail area.
We've got buildings that were originally constructed in 1932 and 33, and then multiple buildings that have been added since then. Tell us about some of the challenges our engineering department faces when it comes to developing these construction and renovation projects.
Yeah, so inside of a construction project, what you'll see is that there's a lot of utilities and structural components that are hidden inside of walls. For instance, these columns you'll see are the structural components or the backbone of the building that hold the upper layers, upper levels of the building. All of those need to be hidden inside some kind of architectural, a finished column, that sort of stuff. A lot of those columns also will house utility, like you see here, a breaker panel or HVAC ductwork, plumbing, electrical chases, domestic water sprinkler systems, all of that. All of that's got to be in a functional space, and we do what we can to hide that either above a suspended ceiling or inside of a wall.
All right, that's our Building 26 infill project. I think we've got a couple others to share with you, so we'll cut away to that.
Thank you, Jeff.
And we'll move on to our non-recurring maintenance program. This is the program that we use to fund all the renovations around station. Our Building 13 renovation is well underway. We are moving into commissioning and startup of the boilers. Those are the boilers that supply a lot of the heat and the sterilizing power to the facility. We are hoping to close that project out middle of this year, spring or summer. Our Building 4 construction is covered some significant hurdles recently, so we are making up some ground and planning to close out that project this summer. And then our two EHRM, or electronic health records modernization projects for infrastructure and training spaces. Those are through the closeout process, and we'll be finishing those contracts soon. And then our Building 26 project for women's health is finishing up in February this next month. And then we have two large infrastructure projects for our chilled water and emergency power plant. Those are on hold as we work through some contract changes for our design teams. Next slide, please. The our clinical team works very closely with us to bring on new equipment in our facility. And what you see on your screen is the new gamma camera that is being purchased by our biomedical and clinical team. And we are providing construction support to prepare the space for that. We will be doing that for new fluoroscopy equipment as well. We are also doing some renovations in Building 61 for eligibility, and our MAS team, those will be completing in May of 2025. And we are doing a redesign for our fire alarm infrastructure that will be completed this summer, and we will be planning for our construction year soon. And then we have 3 projects that are complete in design that are pending funding for construction years, and that is renovation of our building 5 and 5B for mental health, elevator, a new elevator in building 2, and some kitchen changes for our choice dining equipment. So more to come on those. Next slide, please. And then we have some new starts this year. We are renovating restrooms in building 61 and some lactation spaces for employees. And then a couple more projects for our clinical team and our biomed team as we bring new equipment on for radiology and our cath lab team. That is all I have. Thank you, Mr. Kimball.
You bet. Thanks, Nick. You and Jeff did a great job of showing us through the Building 26 project. Really appreciate that. Enjoy doing those videos. I think it brings a little bit more interest to these types of meetings. So appreciate you guys doing that. VBA Regional's office is a great partner of ours, and Maurice Cox, the service center manager, asked for a few minutes to discuss some PACT Act items. Maurice, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kimball. Good morning, everyone. I want to take a few moments to update you on PACT Act compensation claims and how we can assist you here at the regional office. So first thing, if a veteran passed away due to a presumptive condition and met service requirements but didn't receive the benefits while alive, their surviving spouse may still be eligible for dependency and indemnity compensation, or DIC, along with other benefits. So we encourage survivors to explore these options. Second, for veterans who previously had claims denied for conditions now considered presumptive, you can file a supplemental claim. We'll re-review your case, and it's also an opportunity to revisit your eligibility based on the expanded presumptive list. Now, if you're not quite ready to file a claim, you can protect your effective date by submitting an intent to file. This gives you a full year to gather everything needed to complete your claim. Now, I know some of you may be wondering, how do I know if my condition is covered under the PACT Act? You can find a full list of presumptive conditions and more details about eligibility by visiting the VA's official website at www.va.gov, and in the search field, type in PACT Act. This is going to bring you to a resource that's going to provide comprehensive information about the illnesses covered. And it's also a fantastic starting point for understanding your eligibility. Now, lastly, if your condition isn't on the presumptive list, but you believe it's related to toxic exposure during your service, you can still file a claim. While additional evidence may be required, my team here will be here to guide you through the process. So with that, to connect with us directly, the best way is to visit our office at 9111 East Douglas. We're at Suite 200. You can also go to the website. Again, that's va.gov. In the search field, type Wichita Regional Office, and you'll find a link in the middle of that page where you can schedule an appointment with our office. We're here to serve you and ensure you get the benefits you deserve. I really appreciate you, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, Maurice. We appreciate you coming on and joining in our Veterans Town Hall. It's a great opportunity to talk to some of those who might not hear the information in other ways. So again, appreciate that. This brings us to the question and answer portion of the program. I think we've addressed the questions that were in the chat. So at this point in time, if anyone has questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask away. Okay, not hearing anything. I do understand that we had an issue with publishing an incorrect link for the meetings on our website. So I want to apologize for that if there's someone here who joined the other meeting and didn't get into this until late. Please know that that there will be a recording of this meeting will be posted to the Dole VA website on our About Us page. And at the bottom of that page, you'll find the recording link either later today or tomorrow morning. And I'm going to post that here in the chat in just a couple seconds. But again, I apologize for the publishing of that wrong link. And so I think that's all we have for today. Thank you again for joining us, and we will look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks.